Hello, I'm Corrine. I am a meditation guide and yoga teacher here in Boise, Idaho at Source Meditation. And I am here to hold some space for us for this 30-ish minute, because sometimes it's 31 minutes and sometimes it's 27 minutes. So I'm here to hold some space for us for this 30-ish minute meditation. And today, I really wanted to explore acceptance maybe in a different way. If you've been joining me at all for these meditations over this last couple of months of quarantine, we've been talking a lot about accepting, our greatness and accepting how we feel and accepting ourselves just as we are, while releasing judgment. And all of those are huge. If you haven't caught any of these or all of these meditations, excuse me, it's just outside and the cotton trees are just like, whoo. If you haven't caught some of these meditations, I would invite you to check on the Facebook page of Source Meditation Space. They are all there recorded, or my videos specifically, I do have hosted online. So if you'd like to know where to get those are all hosted on YouTube as well. So if you wanted to go back and do any of those meditations, they're there for you. But for today, I thought that we could use our acceptance time, our time together, to explore our stages of acceptance and how they mirror the stages of grief. So, the stages of grief, if you're not familiar, psychologically speaking, the stages of grief are stage 1, as they say. These can go in any order. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. Stage 1 is denial or isolation. Like, hello, isolation. Feeling it. Stage 2 is anger. Stage 3 is bargaining, shoulda, woulda, couldas kind of things. Stage 4 is depression, and stage 5 is acceptance. And these stages, they don't necessarily occur in any particular order. And so I thought we could explore today maybe where these feelings, these different stages of grief are in the body, and maybe how we've been experiencing them over not only the last couple of months, but even just right now, even just today, right now. I'll share my own personal experience, and then we'll drop in together. I feel like for me, the first stage of this pandemic quarantine shelter in place was actually acceptance. I was like, okay, this is just what it is. I have all of these tools. I have all of these practices. I am an introvert at heart and in my most deep nature. So staying home was not really anything out of the ordinary or scary for me. I had the inevitable worry for people in my life who are higher risk. But for me personally, I think I started this whole thing off in acceptance, and I have gone all over the map in the last 2 months. Most recently, like the last week, 2 weeks, I guess about 2 weeks, here in Boise, Idaho, where I am, we are starting to reopen, and scientific medical advice aside, my own personal feeling about it became anxious and anxiety. And I don't know if you've ever experienced anxiety, but if you have, anxiety and depression tend to kind of feed off of each other. They tend to kind of be this like symbiotic relationship of terror and pain. And so my anxiety kicked in and I was like, wait, I'm not ready to go back. Like, I like this. Like I said, I was in a space of acceptance. And so for me, I didn't want to open back up right off the bat. And so then there was guilt around that because I know so many people, myself included, haven't been working like normal. And so there was the guilt of like, oh, but people need to, get back to work and like their livelihood and be able to support themselves financially. And so then I felt guilty about not feeling that way. And so then there was like guilt and depression and then anxiety. And it kind of has just been going like this, kind of waving for the last couple of weeks. And I think today I woke up again feeling maybe more accepting, maybe. So anyways, I know that personally these 5 stages, denial and isolation, anger, bargaining, depression, anxiety, and acceptance, have been everywhere, have been all over. And so staying here with my practices, my meditation practice, my yoga practice, my chanting practice, getting a lot of extra rest and sleep, finding creative practices, and some days just not doing anything at all, like just letting myself be present with what I'm feeling has been supportive. Hasn't always been easy, but it's been supportive. And so I'm coming from this personal experience to hold the space for us today to practice. So if you're here with me live online, welcome. If you are watching this at another time, it's just as relevant, even if this is 5 years from now and COVID-19 is a bad dream of the past. This is still a relevant meditation for you. And we're always grieving something. There's always, ebb and flow. Things are coming and going from our life. So I hope that you can find some space here and some solace here. So we'll go ahead and drop in together. If you're seated, make sure you're sitting nice and tall. If you're lying down, make sure you feel really good and supported so that maybe you don't have to shift around during this practice. And then wherever you have landed or wherever you are landing right now, go ahead and let your eyes close. And we'll start by just observing our breath. So just begin to pay attention to how you're breathing right now. Is it a deep breath, a shallow breath, a long breath, a short breath, fast breath, slow breath? Maybe you have allergies and it is spring, so they're just kicked into high gear right now. So maybe you're noticing that it's more challenging to breathe in and out of your nose. That's okay. You can breathe through your mouth if you need to. Try to breathe in your nose and out your nose if you can, but you don't have to. You don't have to. And as you start to pay closer attention to your breathing, you might notice that you also start to sit a little taller if you're sitting, or maybe if you're lying down, you start to get a little bit heavier. And perhaps your chin drops slightly. Maybe your ears start to pull slightly back. Again, if you're lying down, just feel your head getting really heavy. Notice if any part or parts of your body are offering you feedback right now. And feedback can come in all sorts of forms. We love to use the word sensation. It could be pain, it could be discomfort, it could be ease, it could be heaviness, softness, it could be hunger. Just notice any feedback you're receiving from your body. If it helps, you can scan your body. Just noticing any feedback at the toes, the feet, the ankles, the shins and calf muscles, the knees, the quadriceps and hamstrings, the thighs, and the pelvis and the hips, the tailbone, the sacrum, the low belly, reproductive organs, digestive organs, stomach, the whole abdomen, the ribs, the lungs, the chest, the spine, the back, the shoulder blades, the shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, the hands and fingers, and up to the back of the neck, the cervical spine, all around the sides of the neck, the collarbones and the throat and the whole vocal apparatus here. And up into the face, the jaw, the mouth, your tongue, your lips, your cheeks, your nose and nostrils, the eyes and eyelids and eyebrows, the forehead, the temples, and the ears, and the inner ears, and the brain, and the head, and the skull. Just noticing any feedback your body is offering you right now. Accepting it with gratitude, acknowledgement. If it's pain, sometimes it's hard to be grateful. So just acknowledge that it's present. No different than when someone is talking to you and you say, I hear you, or I see you. Saying the same to any parts of your body that are offering feedback in any way. I feel you. I notice you. And wherever you are right now, if you're in your home or if you are at your office or working or somewhere outside, wherever you are, take a moment as well to just notice the sounds around you. Notice if you have a response or a reaction to any of those sounds. Peace, joy, irritation, annoyance, whatever it is. And just like you accepted or felt or greeted the sensation, the feedback in your body, do the same with the sounds that you hear. Receive them, notice them, welcome them as part of your experience, as part of your practice. This is part of you as well. All of these practices we're doing right now, all of these check-ins, they're all just ways to connect more deeply with our own self, connect more deeply with our own heart, and saying to ourselves, I see you, I feel you, I hear you. I welcome you. All of this experience, all of the experience of this practice together, this meditation together, it is all part of you right now in this moment. And I'm going to hold just another couple of moments of silence for you to just complete this check-in practice, welcoming the experience you are having right here, right now. And I'm going to just start to say a few words. And then as I say the words, just notice your response. If it's mental, if it's physical, if it's emotional, if you tune it out, just notice if any images arise, any charges, any feelings, any observations. Acceptance, grief, acceptance, denial, acceptance, forgiveness, acceptance, anger, acceptance, isolation, acceptance, love, acceptance, denial, acceptance, bargaining, acceptance, fear, acceptance, hope, acceptance, depression, acceptance, anxiety, acceptance, peace, acceptance. So notice there were certain words that brought up certain feelings or images for you, and maybe even now they've already faded away. But even just the memory of a charge with a certain word, perhaps, you might even just know that some of those words did bring a feeling, did accompany a feeling. As we close this meditation, if you would like to take a few moments afterwards to write down any feelings or observations or things that showed up for you that you're still remembering, might be a really great thing to do, just to help get it out, help clear that energy from within you. You could also drink a large glass of water, get some sunshine on your skin, take some rest. And just something to help nourish your body and nourish your mind and your heart and your spirit. The thing about acceptance is you must be open to receive before you can accept anything. This concludes our meditation practice today. And take your time making your way back, making some small movements first if you'd like, or when you're ready, just lightly or gently blinking your eyes open to let in light. Sending you many blessings, all my love. Namaste.